Hello gentlemen, how we doing today? Control here, and today's deck is going to be no different than it was yesterday. Teemo Sejuani, same exact 40 cards. Not too much to talk about with it. I love the deck still, a lot of fun to play. Still winning a ton of games that we're playing. Tried to play Teemo Elusives, the same list that Sudden is Rank 1 Masters with yesterday, and I went 3 and 6 with it. Wasn't too great. I feel like I just have to be playing it incorrectly, to be honest. That's about it. So I might spend a little bit more time trying to figure it out and, you know, try to learn how to play it. But then I kind of just went back to Teemo Sej and went like 10 and 3. So I kind of just went back to the bread and butter and just continued clapping cheeks and climbing. So what I was going to do with this intro was ask you guys a question, I guess. Would you like to see a kind of video where I don't really have gameplay, but more so just like an in-depth kind of guide as far as how to play Teemo Sejuani? Because one of the most common questions I've been getting while I've been streaming is, what do I do in this situation? What type of deck is this? Yada, yada, yada. So it turns out this list, while it may seem like it's relatively straightforward at first, has so many different ways to win. And it can get a little bit weird. You know, I try to break down mulligans at a very straightforward pace as far as, you know, different matchups go when I do intros occasionally. But, you know, we could maybe just talk about the deck in a video, specifically without gameplay, just a video talking about the deck, potential tech options, all that kind of stuff. I could go over why I do or why I don't run specific cards and why I don't really interchange cards in this deck and why I don't think it's, well, necessarily the best idea in the world and why I think these 40 cards are really that great. If you're interested in content like that, leave me a comment. Let me know that you would like to see the guide, and I might do it depending on how many of you guys want to see it. Actually, how about you just like the video? If this video gets a ton of likes, and I'll do it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day. And maybe tomorrow you'll have some non-Teemo Sejuani content. No promises, though. Shen Fiora. I like this thing in it. Static in theory is good. In practice, I don't feel like it's really that great. Feel famous. Don't want to get to your head, my friend. So you might be just a little bit famous, yeah. Not sure how you feel about shared spoils. Wait till 4, it'll usually work. A little bit greedy, but I have double seer, so it makes sense to wait, I think. Even if I don't get the drop from it, just, like, the buff is going to be worth, I think. Ooh, I get double, I get puff cap, so like, oh. I mean, that's not a good look now. So I guess I do that, and all of her plans are kind of ruined. It's fine, it happens. Honestly, relatively expected. But it's just the way she goes. So Seers are bad to play now.
Leaping into action. Two worlds, one balance.
Big yikes. It's gonna play the Seers and the spoilers here. I think it's relatively straightforward. Not too much I can do. Get at least a little bit of value to the cards. And then the next one that I draw is going to be turbo buff. A bunch of small stuff doesn't really matter too much. Birdside for us is I have Sej on 6. That's like really the thing that actually does matter here, I'd say. Thermo, yeah. Kind of sketchy, honestly. They have so many barriers in this deck that it's not going to work all the time. 2 mana, it should work then. Jam it, let's go. I got the double buff as well, so the next card that I draw is going to be buffed by 5. Really, really big. But I might actually mean that I'm going to stray away from playing this edge. Have to see that. It's a fine block. It's not great. It's just decent. So as long as it's not a Tusk Raider that we're getting, we're going to be pretty happy, I think. Oh, that's kind of good. Yeah, that's kind of good. Yeah. There's unyielding spirit now though, and then I'm not too happy about that. I unfortunately don't have any mana left over. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to deal with it anyways, but kind of sucks. No, I was playing Elusive Teemo for the first like 2 hours. I'm really not very happy with that deck list though. I'm not gonna lie. I legitimately think it's quite bad, but At the same time, I mean, the guy who plays it is rank 1 NA, so it has to be the fact that I'm just bad at it.
Face me, coward.
Yeah.
Ride onward.
Sometimes that's just the way it be. You guys let him play a buff here. Like find some way to interact with this. I'm just greedy though. That's just fine, I think. He doesn't play Teemo Sej now. He plays Teemo Elusives. Different. Are you sure? That's a really nice roll because I get 4 to 5 now. Take it, I don't really care about that.
It must be done. Time to get rowdy.
He has to play his spell first. I can just like pass here and I'm fine. My Sej is not dead, so I'm chilling. Like the logic there for him is that like I'm always gonna block the Shen, but like I actually really don't care. Doesn't change anything for us. Heal the Sej up and we're chilling.
Beamer, you go for the angle. I got
Teemo's really important here too because I get a plunder at the very start of the round with the Teemo hit, and then I can go Sej second and get her hit in, and that'll freeze everything.
Never know what hit him.
this one's on the house.
It's actually really important that this is what we got. I mean, with the double fury, it doesn't matter, right? Just double fury the Sej and we just win anyways. But it is important to note that the ordering here will mean that you know your Sejuani is going to level up with the Teemo hit, and then the leveled up Sej hit will in fact freeze a board, which is a big
We
deal.
walk between realms. The balance has been maintained.
Poggers.
Understood. Quit your yapping.
Okay, that's still lethal though. 1 + 6 is still 7, I believe.
There is no dispute.
1 + 6 is, or 1 + 7 is 8. It's more than 7. 1 over lethal. So he may just come to the conclusion that he cannot win. Jeep. Sej animation. I wish it was shorter, to be honest. I feel like Sejuani is such a cool card, but I really don't think her animation's that cool. I prefer like the simpler ones like Teemo's for the most part that are just like a little bit lighter, you know. The longer ones that I like are like Misfortunes. I think she has a pretty good one. Good win. Okay, MF Quinn is probably a matchup that I would not say is that great for us. It's a decent hand though, honestly. It's not bad. Omen Hawk pickup's actually really nice. He doesn't have a 1, he's got a free hit in, which is nice for the plunder. Lucian level's kind of cool, yeah. Husker is actually not the worst draw in the entire world here. Assuming I don't pick another one up or a Sejuani at all this game, it'll be good. Can never block here. Plays Warchefs. Warchefs kills my 1/1. Play the Sentry.
My shield is yours.
Even better than Warchefs. Let's go. Barrier card. I can Archer the 2/1. Boom. Nice play, by the way. Grabs the 3/1. Boom. Let's play the 2/3, I guess, and then thermal. That's not really that good. I don't know if I just take it, though. Feels kind of weird to just take it, but I think it's take it. Yeah.
Arrows at the ready.
I don't get plunder here usually. It's fine. I want to see if he's going to play MF or not. That's the whole purpose of this.
Fortune favors the bold.
Money. There's one thing you can always expect is that Demacia players will play all their 1-2-3s on curve without ever taking a break to wait for anything. One of the easiest ways to actually try to win against them. Peddler trades really well here. He might not even want to attack now.
Here we go.
Seems to be about the worst way he could do that. Okay, but sure.
My steel is yours. For the mushroom help.
Okay. Extreme value gameplay. Let's go. Okay. I'm fine with that.
Colossians are no easy.
Quinn's kind of annoying. Seer plus static, maybe? Kind of a weird one. I must just feel like I ignore the Seer and I play the 1 plus the spoils here.
I've always been a fun guy.
It's because I trade the Quinn, he's going to have to develop usually. Means I get less value as far as the buffs go. So the second reader pickup's really bad. I don't really have to talk about that too much, I don't think. It's not a good look. Wanted to static because he could just open attack and then have this. Okay, doesn't matter now. Unlucky. I was gonna say I could play around something with static, but I don't get to do anything now. I'm just gonna go peddler, double shroom to put shrooms in his deck. Probably.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk. Oh, whoops, am I right?
Feels like it's got to be wrong to attack like that. That okay?
You'll pay.
Fall to our standard. Excuse you.
Sure. Well, we got all played, boys. What can I say? He hit the outplay button and I fell right into his trap card. That happens. But I ripped the Teemo. I'm gonna start with the Seer, see what he does first. Really big because this basically guarantees if it connects that I'll have the plunder online for this next round.
Success is planting your mushroom trap. Reporting in.
He will also have the Quinn leveled up with the second attack, which will mean that my big 8/8 is going to get challenged.
Not for everyone.
If he plays another Bannerman here, I swear to God, dude.
Okay.
Not a Bannerman, we're fine.
This would be a good winter.
Am I dead here?
I'll defend these
Okay.
to the end. We will defend them to the end.
A true Fagionian welcome.
Scouting ahead. Hold nothing back.
I mean, I'm as good as dead now, I guess. I don't know. Having an Archer there, not playing one of the 2 tusk readers I have is basically just suicide, unfortunately. I guess so.
Fly away while you can.
This flips becomes a 6/6 or 6/4 now, so I don't get to trade into it anyways. And also buff it with the Warships as well. It buffs the Genevieve, so Genevieve trades this.
Their pride will cost them.
In the name of our land.
Be the flip them.
No one escapes my aim.
Kind of sucks.
Can't fight on an empty stomach.
1 HP. My team is still alive though. That is maybe a 3 from him. That's actually the way that I win. If he doesn't have a rally, right?
No!
Don't know why you wouldn't pull the Teemo, but okay.
There's plenty of killing there.
Winnable. It's unlikely to win, but it's winnable.
Tell me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
20 more shrooms in his deck, and then just say, hey, you're going to draw 5 shrooms next round, and that's how we're going to win.
I love to smell the mushrooms in
And, well, if we don't win that way, I mean, we don't win that way, but if we do, which,
Auspicious season.
usually I have a good feeling of whether or not it's going to work. I honestly don't right now. I don't believe in the heart of the cards at the moment, but it's only 4 that we need to pick up, so... It's more likely to not happen, I think. But hey, anything can happen. And 4 streams can happen as well. Man, I knew that was going to happen all along. I was just stringing you guys along. Have to make it kind of uncertain for you guys, you know? So, yeah, takeaway, good win. But, you know, if I'm too confident there, then, I mean, not that interesting for you guys as viewers. So I have to, you know, pretend that I'm not, you know, going to believe in myself and that kind of stuff. Exclamation mark deck is wrong right now. That is a different Teemo deck. Still a decent one. Wow, an Ezreal matchup. I love it. Okay. Oh, man. Ezreal matchups are fun. My favorite champion in the game. Love him. When he looks like this, he's okay. When he looks like this, that's not okay at all. This Ezreal, no. This Ezreal's fine. No, I don't have any issues with him at all. Swell dude, you know, an okay guy. Not my favorite person in the world. Sure. Plunder. That's an Omen Hawk.
I need more the dead don't need riches.
Okay, sure. I feel like you just attack with both. I don't really see why you wouldn't. But okay. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Start the day, baby. Let's go. Stole this one from my latest YouTube video. You would have the right deck code if you did, yeah. You definitely would. Blue card, okay. You can let them live for 1 round. See, I'm trying to greed out some value with the peddler. That's why I'm not like clearing them right away. That should be fine. I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. Do you feel like the pass is better though? Okay. So if he opens, he definitely will not attack with the TF because TF gets farmed by the chump. Hard to say though. Hard to say. Sure. Uh-oh, nap gamer.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
Static's kind of a good look now. Oh. Well, let's do that, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of good luck. Goodbye, black market merchants that have just stolen my entire life away. Have a good evening. Thank you for playing the game. Gotcha with the water. How do you get so many dead Ezreals in the spooky Ezreal deck? I mean, Rekindler, basically, that's it, right? You just play that, and then Rekindler brings you more Ezreals back because it's the only champ you play, and then boom. You get 500 Ezreals at the end of the game, and then you're chilling. It's kind of an interesting deck. It's kind of bad because I don't have mana for the Mystic Shot now, so his TF might actually level up. But, you know, it's all good. Sejuani. Hello. Okay. Should we buy the deck? I'm good. I don't really feel like playing Ezreal decks right now. It'd be rather hypocritical of me, to be honest. I'm not afraid of being a hypocrite, by the way, but I don't really have any real desire to play Ezreal. Because it feels like no matter what shell you put him in, it's kind of just the same thing.
Looks like I'm on
Oh, I think I just lost. Maybe not though, we'll see. Wanted a bigger slurp of water. Well, you know what? I'm feeling generous today. Okay. Built it all over my shirt. Let's go. And I got some of my mic now. Let's go. Okay, perfect. And I also spilled some of my crotch this time, so that's the last time we're gonna be doing that.
Blue as the serpentine.
Okay. So this gets stunned a lot. You can also just Mystic this and clear it, but I think it's something like this. Mystic for the red card.
Wait a minute.
It'd be easier than playing 2, but with 7 mana, you're always going to be able to play 2 cards. So it's really unrealistic for me to say that it's going to work with the Sedge. Like, she's just always going to get gold carded. Whereas sometimes he won't have the ability to play a Mystic Shot or get excited here, so it's more likely the Peddler just goes in here. I do also have an Elixir of Iron as well to back him up, so I mean, it's still pretty likely that TF's dead, but the problem then is he just plays another TF from his hand, and then, well, we're back in the same position. That really is not very good. 2 spells, there we go. But he ganks until he played against a level TF. True. Or an Ezreal. Okay, don't tell me he is another Mystic now. There's absolutely no way he just has another Mystic Shot in hand, right? I think it's the best deck to climb with right now. Whatever deck you climb to, whatever rank you're at right now with. There's no best deck, man. Just whichever one you like playing with the most. I actually think it's a lot harder when playing this game to find a deck that you won't climb with. No matter how bad it is, like maybe you'll reach a ceiling of like plat or diamond, but it's still fine. You can switch then, but whatever you've gotten to whatever rank you're at is probably fine for the most part. As long as you understand how to play it and have fun playing it, you'll continue playing it and do well. It's really weird that he thermos that over the Sejuani, but sure. I'm confused at this point, but that's fine.
A game. Go
That's blue.
watch the ball, folks.
Mystic on the stack. Teemo Sejuani can make it to Masters? I honestly have no clue. Can it make it to Masters? As I'm consistently climbing in the top 100 Masters ranks with this deck. Can it potentially make Masters? Does anyone in chat have an idea? It's a tough one, man. I really have no clue. The deck that, you know, just have like a 70+% win rate with. I'm currently top 100 Masters playing primarily this deck. Fuck, dude, I honestly have no clue. But can you get to Masters with it? I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one, man. I'm gonna say probably not. Probably not. It's likely just not Masters viable. I think you're better off just playing like an Ezreal deck to hit Masters with, probably. Sejuani's tier S. I don't know, like, okay, so the whole tier S thing in this game, it feels like that's circle jerk so much. Like, it feels like every patch someone's just like, I got a 10-game win streak with the deck, so this deck is tier S now. Like, the whole point of a tier S is that the deck is like so broken, it's warping the entire metagame, and it's like literally just a pile of like imbalanced trash that just needs to be removed from the game to make the game playable. I said Sejuani's a tier 1 deck. It's not tier S. It's not imbalanced. It's not going to fucking ruin the metagame because it exists. It is a very good deck that a lot of people who are top 25 right now have spammed to climb with. For sure, don't get me wrong. It's not a tier S deck, though. It's not ruining the metagame. It doesn't have cards that are obscenely broken or anything like that. And honestly, tiered fucking lists in this game are a complete joke as far as I'm concerned, man. There's no competitive play involved at all. It's literally just like X player hit Y rank with this deck that was relatively high. Tier 1 deck, boom. I don't know if there's a better time. I mean, I need to save the mana for Mystic, though, in case I don't hit it for the Tusker use. It's not true. She is never getting level tier. Sometimes lucky. Oh, a big card. Every deck that you play against is Ashe, Sejuani, or Quinn MF. Well, it just so happens those two decks have very linear playstyles, right? They're very straightforward to grasp and understand. MF Quinn more so than Sedge Ashe. I think there's a lot more, you know, room to learn and grow and play better with Ashe Sejuani than there is with when Quinn MF. But they just happen to be two decks that are relatively straightforward that a lot of people will play when climbing because they're just easy and, well, doesn't just end up being the case that people want to play decks that are difficult, because decks that are difficult require them to learn a little bit first, and they'd rather just have the immediate rewards with winning with their, you know, MF Quinn decks right away. Which is usually what you get if you pick up a deck like that. It's just going to be a lot easier than most of the other decks you're going to play in this game. It's going to have a very linear playstyle, and it's going to be different than you know, most other Runeterra decks, because there really isn't too much thinking involved for the most part. Or other card game metas? I'm the wrong person to ask, man. I only play Runeterra right now. I'm not sure. That being said, I think Ashe and Sejuani and Quinn and MF are actually more interesting to play against than stuff like Ezreal, because there's at least interaction and room to outplay your opponent by, you know, thinking ahead, predicting them to do X or Y, or, you know, making better trades than they would, for example. Whereas when you play, let me make that here. When you play against like an Ezreal deck, like, I mean, you just know that there's going to be an inevitability of you losing. And if you can't kill them before like turn 10, like basically the situation we're in right now, you just lose. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Like, this game is kind of doomed. I'm legitimately just going to lose because I couldn't go fast enough. I didn't have an aggressive enough of a hand to really get there, I think. And because of that, it's probably going to be a loss. That being said, this Mystic Shot plus Ursine here is kind of a good look, and that might be enough to kind of get us there. Like the overwhelm in the Tusk Reader. So it's like, it's hard to say.
Have a mushroom. Have 3.
Oh yeah, he gets my buff card, so it's kind of a big yikes. But okay. Yeah, that's not good. On Ezreal, isn't Deep about the same? No, because Deep doesn't play their 3-mana champion and 5 burst spells and kill you from hand. You definitely have room to outplay Deep, I think. Don't get me wrong, Deep's a very solid archetype, very strong, very straightforward as well. Not too much room to mess up, very good to grind with, very good to climb ladder with. But it's not as uninteractive as Ezreal is. You can block Nautilus, you know, you can deal damage to the Obliterate unit, Devour the Depths, so then, you know, you don't get shit on by that, but it's not really the case with a lot of the other cards, I think. So race against time? Yeah, I mean, the only thing that really matters when I play these matchups is just how I draw. And like, you know, whether or not I can slam a, you know, juiced up hand fast enough. That's about it. That's why I don't really find them fun, because in other matchups, you at least get to make decisions and do stuff. Whereas basically anytime I feel like I play against a deck that's based around like Ezreal, it's just like, okay, well, it's literally just like I have my mulligan to make decisions. Then after that, it's like card draw simulator. And I just look to go as wide as I can and push as much damage as I can at basically any opportunity. And that's effectively all they'll ever be. Deck am I having the most fun with? The one you're looking at right now, my friends. Definitely the one you're looking at right now.
Winter take you.
Okay.
This would be a good winter. Oh, an auspicious season.
I can hit the sneak, Sedge Fury the North on one of these to get more overwhelm attack potentially. Because he might send like the 6-2 into the 4-6, for example, and that could be a decent way to gain like 6 damage and maybe just win the game off that. Kind of a sketchy one for sure, though. Oh my god. I mean, I have to just play this now.
I see the side shot. Unleash it.
There's like no way I'm not playing a 13-15 Ursine. Just discard plus Jinx is definitely good, for sure. No doubt about that. Yeah, absolutely zero doubt in my mind. That list is definitely solid. Very good to climb with. Very fun to play as well.
A chill in the air.
He really, like, that's really your yoink, right? Really? Okay. I mean, we're back at square one at least, so it's fine.
Fight.
Stay back.
SMHing my head, man. SMHing my head. 2-1, so it's 3 damage.
Pay up.
3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11, so I should have lethal if I buff here. Or here, I guess. Doesn't really matter which one.
This will be a good winter.
Okay. I'm hoping this is it, man. I don't even know. So fortunate. I don't really know how I was supposed to play the early game better that game either, though. It's so weird. Like, pick a card is just always going to beat me, I felt. So, like, one of the things I could have done was look to, like, remove the TF before it leveled, and that would have made the whole game a lot easier, but I just didn't really feel like I could do that. It's a weird one.